energy only Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The #1 midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, buddy? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D, Golf League Day.
Let's
go. Big night.
He is Darren McCarty. My name is Neil Rule. Happy to have you all with us. We got Chase in the Chase Lounge. Where's KG at today?
He's sick.
He's sick?
Yeah, he was sick yesterday. He's sick again today.
I'll be in here for us tomorrow too.
Oh, he's sick. He's sick tomorrow already?
Sam told me, he gave me the call. I'm on the bump again in the morning for Wake Up Woodward tomorrow, so I'm assuming I'm, on the bump again in Big D too. So,
all right, fair enough. Spencer
We
in
can
the
have
building.
Justin do it if you don't want to do it tomorrow.
I mean, it doesn't bother me. I just,
Okay.
like I said, I just figure I'm just kind of filling it for KG.
Shout out the long righty coming in relief.
It's going to be like the Red Sox yesterday. Hey, kid, we're down 7-1.
Woof.
Throw 100 pitches.
That show was awesome.
And that's what they did. They rolled them out there. We'll definitely get into the Tigers.
Real quick before we dive
Yes.
into, did the Riley Green home run count as a home run?
No,
Damn it.
it was a fielding error.
Rats. I got his over 20 and a half home runs this year.
Yeah, it was a single with a 3-base error
Okay.
in the outfield. So
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah,
That's hard.
It's hard to do.
Tough to do in the majors, yeah.
Yeah, tough to do in the majors.
yes, Ryan in the chat, and you can jump into the chat and get your thoughts out there. You want to skip the line? Use the super chat that is out there for you as an avenue also. But D-Mac, what's good, man? How you been?
I've been good. Been busy with the wrestling school. Was down.
Shout out.
Actually, shout out to my boy Chris Jericho at Meltdown too. We were down. Fozzie was in town, so doing D-Mac stuff. But everything's all good. Golf season in full effect. Obviously, people who watched yesterday, charity golf season. So that's what it's all about on Mondays and stuff like this. So sorry I missed that one out, but sounds like everybody had a good day. I'm just glad, even in days like this where it's a little, there's a little drizzle maybe in the air. It's a little, but it's 65. I got shorts on, Spenny.
Yeah, I got shorts on too.
When I reached this morning for the shorts, I immediately thought of Spencer Rockster in his cargo pants in the middle of winter, but saying, you know what? We're finally here. So,
I think this is all short squad.
And I'll tell you this, everybody knows I'm the big wrestling guy, but my favorite thing to pay attention to right now, and I don't know if you are, is Keith Yandel and Paul Bissonnette on Spittin' Chicklets, Florida, Toronto. Neil,
Yes.
are you getting your wish early? The implosion of Toronto going back, or is it too soon to say? Is Game 5, which is like, how many times do we say it? Biggest game in Toronto Maple Leafs history.
At least in the last 5 decades. But no, D-Mac, I will. No, I will say this.
That was low-key elite tone right
Great
there.
Thank
jab.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Decades, spending not days,
Yep.
years,
Decades.
decades, and he's factual.
D-Mac, it's a gift and a curse.
Yes,
It's all that
I
rolled
sort of
up into one.
understand- I understand
It's a
those
curse
things.
and a gift, both of
Yes.
them. No, you know what? I've done a lot of deep thought about the Toronto situation over the last couple days. Look, it would meet the requirements for me if they did bow out this round because they had the 2-0 lead and they were feeling themselves. Would it be as satisfying as losing in the Stanley Cup Finals? No, but you can't get everything, right? Now, I'll do this, D-Mac.
So you're telling me it's the kid at Christmas that wanted the 5-speed bike, or wanted the 10-speed bike and got the 5-speed bike.
Yeah.
Or something. You still accept it.
But it had a cool BMX number on the front, so that's acceptable.
So, but that's it. Like, you'll go home and say, yeah, you know what, like that was
Pretty
cool.
solid.
That was cool.
Solid.
But I'm still hearing out of you still want next level, like this to happen in the finals.
Yeah, but D-Mac, and I know I talked tough before it all started. Like, I know I did, where I was prepared
Look at
to
the
die.
self-awareness.
Man, that's all life is.
Love it.
That's all life is. I know I talk tough.
Yeah.
And I was talking about I'm prepared to fly into the sun total. I'm prepared to risk it all. But if they offered a buyout right now, I would take it.
Okay.
I would take it.
Yeah.
Now I want Florida to win the next 2 and then rattle off 4 straight. And I want to see it because they're tied at 2. They go back to Toronto. My requirement is I want Florida to win it at home because I want to see the shots of
the
Toronto district.
The people outside.
Yes. That I will not give up.
Oh, did you see Edmonton's the other night when Vegas
yeah.
scored with 0.7 seconds left and it
Oh,
looked
yeah.
like mass? Wow. But they've been there before. And
Shout
then
out to
they bounced
Edmonton,
back last
yeah.
night. Here's the thing, and why I bring this up and why on the next level, getting deeper on the iceberg is, do you think if Toronto bows out right now, that puts you as a Detroit Red Wings and Steve Yzerman in a better situation to go and get a Marner?
I keep hearing people say that. I don't
know, but I don't know if the implosion. Does Toronto implode if they lose the second round? What I mean, does the Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Tavares, does that core sort of break up? And is there an opportunity? Would you say you would? Because I would lean more to, they're saying more of a chance if it does happen.
Yep.
So, that's how I look. Spenny, do you ever think about that too? Is that some of these great teams that, when they don't meet their expectations, they go out on early. If they're not committed to it, can you pick? Is there something there that we need?
Yeah.
That maybe we could pick up. That's how I look at it too. It's the same thing with the Dallas and more of the Winnipeg. Winnipeg's in more of that position where they have to get over the hump.
Boston is at that spot too. That's why I was so happy Boston didn't get a top 2 pick, because now they might realistically say, all right, what are we going to do here with Pasta and go on that situation. But yeah, I think if the Leafs get bounced, they're not going to bring Marner back if they get bounced in the second round again.
See, I'm not. Because what do you? All right, let's cut the shit then. What do you do?
You got to blow it up. You got to try something else. It's not working.
So then you're going to trade Austin Matthews?
No, you got to keep Matthews. But
well, then why are you going to take talent away from him?
You got to
see what I'm saying? If one, then the other.
Yeah, because of money.
If one, then the other.
Yeah,
you can't afford it.
Because you can't move Nylander.
Correct.
So you got to keep Matthews. You're just not going to re-sign Marner, and I don't think if they get bounced in the second round, there would be a priority to. Even though he's playing very well in this playoffs, he's got the history of he doesn't perform as much, and that's what has been the constant through the whole thing. It's been Matthews and Marner. So you keep adding other pieces, Tavares, Nylander, to try to get it to work. I don't know. Just give it to the Red Wings, please.
Well, I get it. You're in the I want this.
I want this.
Yeah,
Shiny toy. Give me now.
We all want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. We all want it. But think about it for a second. If you're Toronto, if you're gonna do it, then do it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna nuke it, then nuke it. But
That's
you're
fair.
not gonna nuke it.
You're not gonna nuke it. But this is this isn't a nuke. This is like an H-bomb. It's like.
But I don't understand how does that make you better, Spenny?
I don't know. You shake it up, and like D-Mac said, with the money, it's not like you can just go out there and sign all these guys and keep the dream alive forever. You're gonna have to make the hard decision at some point, and Nylander and Matthews are locked down. So
I get it. No, 100% I get it. They do have $21 million in cap space next year.
Yeah,
they're about the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I was gonna say how many players they got. Yeah. They're probably gonna sign.
They're about the middle of the pack. They got 20 dudes under contract for next year.
Okay.
So, they're not in awful shape. I'm not convinced they're going to do that. They're not. Sometimes, man, you just got to go back to the well. So you think they're going to re-sign
Marner? They're going to bring him back?
I think so. Yeah. Because again, what's your other option? If you're keeping Austin Matthews, then why are you in the business of taking stuff away?
Yeah. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I just don't know. If they keep Marner, cool. The Leafs won't win a cup for the next 10 years.
Which is fair, right? It's fair. Yeah, that's fair to say.
I mean, they haven't shown us any sign that they will.
Woodward Sports chat thread, get into there. Anakin Skyogre. Anakin, what's up? How's school going? I trust it's going well. Why don't the Pistons have a first-round pick? Anakin, they traded that for Isaiah Stewart. And it was protected throughout the years, like lottery protected. And then obviously the Pistons made the playoffs this year, so they weren't in the lottery. So that pick conveyed, that's the terminology they use. The pick conveyed to the Knicks this year. So the Knicks have the Pistons' first-round pick for this year, which, Pistons almost made it through without losing the pick, but they didn't quite. But, Anakin, and this is kind of in the weeds, NBA financial elite stuff. The good news is with the way the Pistons pick was technically owned by the Knicks until it wasn't. Now that pick is gone, now the Pistons have full rights to trade their future first-round picks because you can't trade a pick that another team owns until they don't. If that makes any sense, I know it's pretty deep. NBA needs to do a better job.
NBA needs to do a better job of not rigging the fucking lottery.
Well,
dude.
let's talk about that for a second.
Stupid, bro.
Okay. And I'm seeing tons of that in here. Woodward Sports chat thread. Neil, the NBA is rigged. That comes from Steve. Yes, I'll do a hobby watch for you guys. Danny G, NBA quote lottery. But here's the deal, guys. Detroit fan man, our pick is owned by Minnesota, not the Knicks. Was that part? And then that was part of the trade, right?
Yeah, it's been traded back and forth to 4 different teams.
Right. And again, I can't keep track of it either. I mean, I could pull it up, but you get the gist of what I'm talking about here, Anakin. So I believe that was part of the Randall trade. What about Julius Randle yesterday?
Oh, man, that was crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, though, Danny G, NBA picking and choosing who gets what. I think that...
Absolutely they are.
You guys understand, right, that the worst team in the league has a 14% chance of winning the lottery. So an 86% chance they don't. The second team in the league, same deal. Third worst team in the league, same deal.
Yeah, but what about 98.2% chance?
Well, I mean, 80 is that huge of a gap? 98% to 86%?
Yes.
They're both likely not going to happen. So if you go by the math, you are more likely to have one of these long shots win it than not. Somebody other than the three worst teams. 14, 14, 14.
But still. It's one. One of these teams, not the one that just traded a superstar in his prime to the biggest market for the corpse of Anthony Davis and one first-round pick. It's stupid, man. That's literally Adam Silver just saying "fuck you" to the fans.
Well, it leads me into a question that I want to talk about.
Lottery is not fair, dude. Lottery is a. It is a fallacy provided by a commissioner to say, I'm going to pick where this fucking pick goes. The NHL does it, and the NBA does it. If you want me to believe in the lottery, you drop those balls on live television in front of everybody. Pause. And that's the only way I'll believe it, because this is ridiculous. It's not like this is a singular event or a blip on the radar.
Well, that's the weight of the lottery.
That it's happened. And fuck, the Dallas Mavericks getting the number 1 pick is trash, but the Spurs getting the 2 pick is almost just as bad. They're going to get Dylan Harper. They're going to have ammo to trade for fucking Giannis if they want. This is bullshit. You couldn't give us Paulo Banchero. You give them. They gave us Cade. This is the first time since 2021 we haven't had the 5th pick of the draft. Stupid bullshit. Adam Silver. Fuck you, man. This is trash, dude.
Well,
I'm
did you
sick of it.
Did you see the Utah Jazz have never improved in the lottery? Never.
Yeah, the Mormons.
Ever.
Sounds like the Wings.
They're too busy soaking. But it's just, I'm looking at this like, you gave the Spurs all of this to go with Wemby, but you're telling me Paulo and Cade would have. I can understand not wanting Cade and Wemby together on the Pistons because we would have ran the NBA for the next 10 years. But you couldn't have gave us Paulo, at least Adam Silver. Trick, put him on the no-fly list, dude. Commissioners shouldn't be allowed in the city. That's bullshit, man.
Oh, man.
And it happens every time. You look at, LeBron leaves the Cavs. Cavs get the number 1 pick. Chris Paul leaves the Pelicans. They get the number 1 pick. Anthony Davis leaves the Pelicans. They get the number 1 pick, Zion Williamson. Luka just gets gifted to the Lakers. They get the number 1 pick. This is, come on, man. Oh, Pop has 1 year left. Let's give him this giant Frenchman. Nobody saw that one coming. Dude, it's bullshit. It really is, dude. That pissed me off a lot.
Danny G, don't defend this. Neil, Danny G, what, don't defend math? It's math. Someone in the chat said, then it's weighted improperly. Now, I'll listen to you on that.
It's like, dude, they probably put magnets in the fucking balls or something.
Spenny,
I need to
there's
see
an
the balls
86%
dropped on
chance.
live TV. Yeah,
There's
but there's
86% chance the worst team.
chance that the team just
Okay, well, there's only a 14% chance the
generational
worst team
superstar
gets it. It is more likely that a bottom 3 team doesn't get the first pick than they do.
And it's more likely that anybody gets the first pick except for the Mavericks. They literally had the worst odds.
We've seen it before, man.
Yeah, because it's rigged. That's statistical anomalies. Those don't just consistently happen on a basis other than draft lotteries in the NHL and the NBA.
Well, we just saw the New York Islanders jump up a bunch of spots to win the NHL
Yeah,
draft.
I didn't hear anybody crying that night.
Yeah, you do. The NHL lottery is just as rigged. Drop the balls on TV. Adam Silver, you want to show some balls? Drop those lottery balls live on TV. Yeah, that's the only way to gain trust back from the fans. This is bullshit, dude.
All right, we gotta talk. We gotta talk about the Tigers when we come back. I do want to revisit this though because I have a lottery question for everyone, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. The people are going to like it.
Did I say testicular anomaly, or is that just because I'm talking about balls so much? I got balls on the brain.
Pause.
Continue.
All right, let's talk about Buddy's Pizza. All right, you guys wondering what to do for lunch, for dinner tonight? That's pretty easy. Go to buddyspizza.com, drop the promo code 10meal. You'll get 10% off your entire order. There's 22 Buddy's locations around the Metro Detroit and downtown area. They invented Detroit-style pizza. They've been in the game since 1946. They are Detroit. Look at that pizza on there. You want that for dinner tonight? Very easy. Buddy'sPizza.com, promo code 10meal. Here's an idea, guy. You're going down to the Tigers game tonight. Hit up the Buddies on Broadway right there. It's across the street from the stadium. We were down there for the draft and the Pistons watch party. Great atmosphere, prime location, and it's Detroit as it gets. They invented Detroit-style pizza. Buddies, the original Detroit-style pizza. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
You guys are all mad out there, so I'm going to talk to you about Mad Packs. Mad Packs is the
Different kind
hottest
of mad.
new cannabis brand, and they are partnering with Woodward Sports, the only kind of mad. You know, that truly is. You know what it means? Feeling good all summer long. Mad Packs is going to take your game to the next level. High low, getting you high for the low, to delivering top tier quality at unbeatable prices. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. Live resident fused tarantula. This one's the bomb. Blizzard packs, THCA, moon rocks that hit like a blizzard. Coming to select retailers in May 2025, so they're here now. Stay tuned with Woodward Sports Network for all the latest updates.
All right, we're off and running here on a Tuesday. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, get into there, get your thoughts out there. If you want to skip the line, you can use the super chat like Byrne did. If the Pistons are in the lottery, there might be a 14% chance they get number one, but I guarantee there's a 100% chance the league will screw the Pistons.
Facts.
We know we won the lottery, right, to get Cade Cunningham?
Yeah, they pitied us. It was pity. That was a pity lottery win.
That's fine.
Pity.
That's fine. Nobody in the chat, super chat. Spenny putting the NBA commission on the no-fly list is all time. Neil, people hate facts like Flannel hates role players. Also, go
Flannel does hate
Lions.
role players.
And also, hi, Mr. McCarty. So
Hello.
there's that.
Yes. Nice to see you.
Flannel does hate role players. That is confirmed.
Pete Smith in the super chat. Love the Leafs to lose Game 7 overtime on a deflection. Oh, my God, that would be so great.
Dude. Oh,
But
that would
Pete,
be
I can't.
So good.
You know what? Pete, I bet they would assemble, though, in the plaza or whatever it is they call it for Game 7, even at home. That would be great.
Oh, they'll still be there. Yeah.
Pete?
I just think I don't think it goes 7. I think Florida, we talked about it yesterday, they're exerting their will right
They
now.
are.
I think this next game's going to be 3-0, 4-0 Panthers.
Also, too, I can confirm from a source, Kalen DeBoer at Harper Woods High School this morning on the recruiting trail.
Hell yeah.
So, Bama's getting in the mix as well. All right, Tigers. They win yesterday. People want the Javi watch, so let's do it. Javi yesterday in the game against Boston, 3 for 5, 2 RBIs, a run scored, struck out once, hitting .313 with 3 home runs and a slugging percentage of .461. So there you go. Had that shattered bat hit.
There's one player on the Detroit Tigers that is hitting over 300, and that is Javier Baez.
Correct, just like everybody thought.
And he's got an 808.
Just like everybody
OPS.
tried to tell me.
And he's looking like this. Otherworldly stuff. from
I can't
Amon-Ra.
even tell who Willie Mays is.
No,
Which one's Willie
You
Mays?
can't really tell.
Oh,
You gotta
my
be happy
gosh.
for the guy.
He is
Polarizing.
he's tied for 57th in RBIs
There we go.
in all of Major League Baseball right now.
808
Good for a guy at
OPS.
the bottom of your order.
Womp, womp, womp.
That's the most levity that anybody's brought to this whole situation.
All-star.
D-Mac.
He said, yeah, dude. I mean, I'm beyond. They're gonna pay him, so I mean, you can't you got to get out of the fact of what is the value. But this guy's valuable to this team right now, and that's all it is. Like call it the way it is. Like, thank goodness, and he's capitalizing on it. So I mean, yeah, I mean every time he gets a hit, every time he does that, Neil, I think of you. But you know what? One of the reasons they're in the position that they are is and a big contributing factor. You can't say he's not. So, and I like the consistency. I'm still sort of waiting for the other shoe to fall, but I'm enjoying it while it doesn't. Because you know what? Look at that. Look at how we're led by the Dinglers and the Sweeneys and the Baez's. But seriously, at the bottom of the order, it hasn't been a detriment like it has in the
But
past.
more than not a detriment. It's been impressive.
No, and it's allowed Riley Green to get going. And
Absolutely.
It's allowed Torque to be able to do things. So I mean, you look at Carps. You know, he'll find himself and stuff. You got Vierling coming back. So, I mean, that's
And Perez.
and Perez and yeah, good point. So, and wasn't Meadows throwing yesterday?
Meadows,
And-
yeah, it said the nerves waking up a little bit. So, yeah.
Wake his ass up.
Yeah, the nerve.
How long's that nerve need to
Nerve
wake
hit
up,
the
Doc?
snooze button,
Doc
but
in
he's
here today?
waking up.
You know,
Doc is
yes,
here
as a
today.
matter of fact.
Gosh darn it, Doc! Isn't it nerve?
Closer to
waking time?
12:30, Doc said. Nobody's talking about Gleyber Torres.
Professional bet.
And
Professional.
that deep and look, guys, like that was it. Was I underwhelmed in free agency of 1 year of Gleyber Torres? Yes, I was, but not because of Gleyber Torres. Gleyber Torres is exactly what this team needed. He's hitting 304, by the way, Spenny. So quit misleading the people with your Javi propaganda. You're like a politician up here.
Doesn't count.
Oh, okay, fair. Doesn't count. Oh, but Gleyber Torres, man, professional at bats, dude.
You know what it is? He's brought the solace and the calm and the
A real hitter.
professional- No,
Yeah.
into that lineup, and everybody else is fed off it. So if you look at who has benefited the most, I mean, that might be a conversation. Nick, when you're down there next time, you know, maybe ask Javi, is it the Gleyber Torres, is the fact that he's come here, has he helped you? Right side
feel like
hitter,
he has.
professional hitter. Yeah, I would say so. Middle infield guy, they talk all the time. I don't know how close they are, but he's had
Another
you're
veteran.
seeing not only influence in the lineup by being the pro hitter and what we've expected. He's everything that we've expected with the bat, right? But also what we didn't expect is, oh man, maybe he's one of these guys that makes his guys around him better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
So
sure.
I mean, it's just proofs in the pudding.
I'm sure it's helped Javi's confidence, and like having another, Dominican guy there with you would probably help. There's a lot of white boys on the Tigers last year with Javi, but also another veteran up the middle.
Well, you didn't have to wait. You didn't have to wait for their bats to get warm.
Yeah,
you know.
no, I'm serious.
Remember
But,
that bit?
Yeah. Oh, their bats get warmer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, but
Caribbean guys, you know.
having another veteran to take some of that kind of weight off of him, I don't know, of trying to maybe he was trying too hard to teach these young guys or to set an example for the young guys who was overthinking it.
Preston.
But having another guy who's been in the league for a long time and has done good things to take that weight off your shoulders has probably done nothing but benefit him, I would assume. And Glaber seems like a good locker room guy as well. Obviously, I don't know him personally, but...
Woodward Sports chat thread, WeezyD313. Let me guess, below average game for what the contract says. Well, let's check in on that, WeezyD, shall we? Here in Detroit, his time here in Detroit, a 356 slugging percentage and a 625 OPS. Yes, that is below average for a $25 million a year guy.
Yes, and I meant Latin, not Dominican. Neither of them are Dominican.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
A little freaking Rican action.
I don't know. Is Torres Puerto Rican as well?
I'd have to double check, but I know
Javi-
Javi is.
I know Javi is.
Yeah.
Bobby K just said in the chat that Javi has said specifically Torres has been the biggest.
Glaber
Yeah,
Torres is Venezuelan, so he's got a little bit
Venezuelan.
of Miggy in him.
Yeah, so having another Latin player up there, like it will help. You know, it's another guy you can relate to, and like I said, the biggest part I think is being another leader for the young guys, because that's something Javi's never really done before in his career, and he was brought in here to be the big contract guy to help these young guys figure out how to be stars in the league, and that is a lot to put on the plate of a guy who already struggles at swinging out of the zone. So I think that lightening the load helped him more than anything, really.
Burn in the chat. This Tiger team feels like they just woke up one morning and decided to be good. What if we just hit balls in the cold and offered run support? No, and like Burn, I'll say this too, and it is a factor. I hear everybody talking about the run differential and things like that. I get less enamored with that in that when you look how it's been constructed, right?
Yeah.
When you play a doubleheader and you jump on a team 7-0, they stop. Boston quit yesterday.
They did.
They got down 6 runs. They had a shot at getting at Job, and Job got out of it.
He does what he does,
and then
man.
that was it. Like
He
somehow,
does that
some
all
way,
the time.
Spenny.
Walks the bases loaded and then just gets out.
Spenny, I know you love Job. We all love Job.
Oh, kid's electric.
You can't continue to live like this, man.
No, you can't. I mean, he's a rookie. You know, he's going to get better.
100%.
He had 15 whiffs last night. The whiff rate going up will help his walks. But I think Jake Rogers coming back will help him. Give him some Jake Rogers behind the plate, steal some strikes here and there. So we'll see.
but they are, and they're jumping on teams, and then it's over, and the teams wave the white flag. So again, you got to do it to them to do it to them, and that's what the Tigers have done. So you take it out of the hand. So again, good start to the homestand, or the series against Boston. Certainly, Woodward Sports chat thread Dante 151. So I'm confused. A play-in team got the number 1 pick, and what Torres is doing right now in the hitting box is insane. 8.6 strikeout percentage right now. Professional hitter.
Yep.
Those guys are valuable, man.
Absolutely. And you're getting another one back pretty soon with Matt Vierling.
Yeah, like
Another hard out. And a guy that could play, Jace Young probably going to get the boot.
crazy
He can play third pretty well.
Crazy clown. Experts. Javi will never hit. Also experts. Torque will never hit even though he's 24. Also experts. Mize won't be good. Also experts. The Tigers aren't built good. I don't know where you heard some of that stuff from, but you never heard anything about Torque will never hit here on this show. He was the one that had a resume. He was the one that had done it before. Crazy clown. Also experts. The Tigers aren't built good. How are they not built good when they got the best bullpen in baseball and the best pitcher in baseball?
Yeah, they just needed one player to put them over the
You know
top.
what I see? I see them feed off each other. I think like last year and stuff, but like look at the way the bats go, right? And in that, and when they face good pitching, if they're struggling hitting them, they seem to all struggle. But the more the discipline, even Javi, he'll still go out of the zone, but showing more discipline, and the average speaks to that. But I think they challenge each other and they keep each other accountable. Yes, the pitching coach and Feder, done a great job, and our starters in the bullpen, and that's probably what our strength is. But the fact, the way that these guys, you know what it is? These guys don't give outs as much anymore, right? Very rarely do you see them give up outs. Does that make sense?
No,
whereas we got no chance. We got no chance. Like, guys are grinding, and the guy in front of them puts the pressure on the other guys. And I think that's what the professional and the adult in the room right? And you're going to get another one back in Beerling. But it's just like you've seen. I see the maturity, and is it tough to say like I've seen maturity in Javi Baez?
Yes.
But it's sometimes guys, right? They need to lead with their actions, and they're not that vocal of the guy, so they need some other guy to yin and yang off, and that's what we're seeing now. So I think that AJ's got this locker room the way it is. The biggest question for me, anybody concerned about Flaherty?
No.
Okay.
No.
Me either.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Like, that's
It'll
the thing.
happen.
And if there's
I said yesterday I'm more concerned about Mize than I am about Flaherty.
wow. Weren't we always going to? If you want
Well,
talk
we're gonna
Mize-
talk. We're gonna talk to Doc about it when he
Mm-hmm.
gets here.
But weren't we always in the back of our mind going to be here? Mize, it's the same thing with Davenport on the Lions, right? It's like sort of when's the other shoe going to fall?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna put Doc in the crosshairs there and point blank ask him about that, like the hamstring stuff, because he's brought it up before in the past. Guys with arm trouble, one of your bigger concerns is what do they lean on?
Where's the compensation?
Where's the compensation? Exactly. So we're going to talk to Doc about that coming up in just a little bit.
And Neil, before we go to break,
Yeah.
could I sell you on the starting center fielder for the American League All-Star team, Javier Baez? Doesn't that sound good? Doesn't that have a nice ring to it? El Mago.
Was there
They would say El Mago too.
Was there an asteroid that hit like western part of the country that annihilated like what 27 ball teams?
You know one player on the Tigers that a casual fan would vote for to be an All-Star? It'd be Javi fucking Baez.
No, you know where the casual out of town baseball fan.
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
Needed to get a Tiger in.
Some
knows
dude
the
in
name.
Texas looking around like, oh shit, Javi Baez center field, hell yeah.
He's batting 300. Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
Oh,
that
Javi's
dog,
back?
he's gotta be
Okay.
great.
It's gonna happen, Neil.
Okay.
Lady Jane's.
Tell him about Lady Jane's.
All right. You want your haircut done? There's only one way to do it. We like things simple, guys. It's golf season. They better be giving me some gimmies on the golf course today. Actually, you know what, Neil? I'll put them all
You'll
out.
put them all out. I know
I'll
you
put
will.
them all out like you can when you go in for a haircut. Our Lady Jane's haircut for men. It's uncomplicated. You walk in, you sign in, you sit down before you know it. Your hands are clean. Simple as that. So 10 to 8 every day, 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. Why? Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
All right, so we're here at Michigan Sports Inspiring with our co-host, Tom Masway, of course. And he finally came in after 4 months of talking about it.
4 months too late.
4 months too late. We wouldn't probably have to inject at this point. But if you can see, we're following under ultrasound. So when you're doing injections like this, you definitely want to do it under ultrasound for increase of accuracy. How you doing, Tom?
I'm good, Doc. I'm in good hands.
That's right. There's Rogine from the
Rogene's
office.
been top of the line.
He's been well trained by somebody. We won't mention who, though.
Oh, we got somebody else now.
Yes.
Howdy.
Hi.
You have Dr.
Doctor?
Gobert just entered, another part of the Michigan
Tom
Sports
Masway,
Inspiring
nice to meet
team. So we're going live.
Rogene, you feeling any pressure?
Close the cucumber, man.
All right.
All right. This is going to be too long.
Well, congratulations to Maz on the ultrasound. Looks like the baby's doing well. If you need to expand your house, Maz, maybe you're having a bigger family, Mark White can get you in a bigger home, and he can save you up to $5,000 in your closing costs. Visit him at markwhitesells.com or give him a call at 248-290-8242, markwhitesells.com.
Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty. We have Chase in the Chase Lounge in 4KG, Spencer Raxter, Young Justin's hanging out here. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread as well. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Get in there, pushing towards 82,000 subscribers. The show never stops, everybody. In the chat, as a matter of fact, Chuck Brewer, Neil, every team has that doubleheader issue, so it's a wash at the end of the day. Well, Chuck, it's not when you get down and you just throw your reliever out there for 100 pitches, like Boston did yesterday.
Throw them to the fire.
The analytics of that have changed, man. When it's over, teams pack it in.
That's why it's valuable to have a Kenta Maeda on your roster.
Everyone needs one.
All right, well, put the kid out there.
Yeah, go out there and just seppuku yourself for 7 innings.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly. Just
That is legitimate. I felt bad. Who was the Red Sox reliever that came in? Yeah, I felt bad for him yesterday, dude.
he was getting great.
And they were just like, "Hey, sorry about it."
Sorry, you got to find some outs, buddy.
They did it with the starter too.
Yeah.
Like clearly he was cooked.
Yep.
But that's the way the game goes because it's not worth using the relievers because you're going to need them to protect a lead at some point in the series, man.
And now you've got the whole, like, you have to see at least 3 batters. So it's no just like, we need 1 out. We're going to bring in our best guy to get this out to end this inning. Like, nope. He's got to come out in the next inning next time.
No, it is. It's wild how that rule changed it. And then just the analytics of it all, too. Like, just how the bullpen, the leverage situations that the bullpens face now. Mm-hmm. It's critically important to have them available. It is. Can you imagine even 15 years ago? Could you see a team being down 6-0 in the 3rd inning and just punting?
Just mack it? No way.
No
way.
They never would. And they do it every game all the time now. Mm-hmm. It's wild the way.
Dexter James in the Woodward Sports Chat says, dang, Maz, getting a BBL. And then where's the other one? Fletch Lives Daily says, I miss Kenta. Gone but not
we all
forgotten.
do.
Gone but not forgotten.
D-Mac, do you miss Kenta Maeda?
No.
All right, moving on.
That's fair.
I miss Kenta Watch.
Kenta Watch was fun.
What? Batting practice?
Yes, I miss Kenta Watch. Hey, since we started doing Kenta Watch, his ERA went from like 15 down to like 10.
Yeah.
My ERA could have gone down to 10.
Wasn't his ERA at like 40 at one point?
Yes. Lunchbox, 3-0 with Job. Well, we haven't lost yet with him on the mound. Mike Willett, Job loves to live close to the sun. That's where he thrives.
He's a rookie.
It's just...
He's a rookie, man.
Spenny, how lucky are the Tigers getting, though? Like, for real?
I think they're making their own luck.
Yeah, I know, but things are going, like,
They're
very
living
well.
on the edge for sure. We're definitely getting, the baseball gods are smiling upon us. So you love that.
No doubt.
Hopefully that keeps up. That's something you can't, like, tangibly say they can keep this up all year. That comes and goes. But are we saying Team of Destiny in May?
Spenny, like, it is 06 vibes to me.
I mean,
like, every situation works.
It's the I'm back summer. If Casey Mize actually just has 2 weeks off and comes back and he's lights out again, then it's really Team of Destiny stuff.
I'm telling D-Mac, do you get those vibes, man, from this team? Like 06 vibes. For real.
Yeah. No, they do have that. A lot, a lot of it is how they, figured out and navigate the season. Like, how do you like where they stand right now, right? Like the other day, and people go back, well, Texas, they got swept, or they got beaten the series by Texas, and Scuba had to pitch a gem. Well, they faced 2 of the top pitchers in the league, right? Like that's the big test now is watching matchups when you're facing aces of the league to see where you're at. But what I love about this team is they take care of the business at hand. They beat the shit out of the team.
They win the winnables.
They win the winnables. They do what they're supposed to be doing. The way that they play their fundamental baseball, and that doesn't mean that they don't make errors. But the fact that how hard they play on the base pass, inspire, like they play for each other. Their biggest asset is their pitching staff. Right, and their bullpen. The way that AJ uses and knows this. Now, obviously, the questions in Tarek Skubal, is he back? Is he, what? He just came out and pitched like an absolute gem the other night.
Yeah,
right?
that was one of the best pitching performances I've ever seen.
Just a flat out gem, and look how he's doing it. Right, he's doing it at the elite level differently, leaning on the changeup more this year, and not going back to the well and keeping guys off balance. So. I think they're right where they should be. And what I like about them, right, is what I don't like about the Red Wings. They don't win the games that they should win. They don't take care of the games at hand. So now, down the stretch, when we're into the heart of the season, when we're playing those tough series, you gave yourself a cushion, right? Do you not expect, like right now, Anybody Caesar Sportsbook what the Tigers are to win the American League or
To win the American League, I don't know. I know they're minus money to win the Central.
right there, right now? Is that not plus 600?
Yeah, 6-1.
Is that
That's
not
it.
like they're better than
They're just as good as
They're
anybody
better
else,
than-
if not better.
yeah, it's a challenge, but look at what we're talking about. That's usually just those three teams in the East, right? It's usually the Bostons, New Yorks, and Baltimore usually runs up until they blow up late in the season.
Well, Baltimore was stupid and didn't go for it, and look at you now.
Shout out Chris Agar in the Woodward Sports Chat, a man of many words.
Woodward Sports Super Chat, Burn. When we win it all for our fallen brother Kenta, I want someone to make a Return of the Jedi Force Ghost edit with Miggy, Kenta,
my
and
goodness.
Verlander.
That would break my heart.
Kenta Day next
Not the
season.
Kenta, not
Bring
genuinely-
Kenta back. Give him his ring pregame. Have him throw out the first pitch,
If
and
this-
it'll be a ball
If
outside.
this Tigers team actually wins the World Series, I mean, I know Miggy already has one, but like, oh man.
Kenta will get a ring.
Kenta will get a ring.
Yes.
Miggy should. We should sign we should sign him like a 10-day contract just in case.
He gets a ring anyway. Mike Willett, I bet $115 on the Tigers to win the ALCS. Payouts $1,035 on Caesar Sportsbook. I'm locked in.
Nice.
Thanks for linking up with the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports, Mike.
I did some futures on Caesar Sportsbook earlier. Yesterday, actually, I put $25 on Jahmyr Gibbs to win Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
He's at plus 1,300. And I put $25 on Dave Canales to win Coach of the Year, which was also at plus 1,300.
That's wild.
Look out for the Panthers. I'm telling you.
That's wild.
Keep pounding, baby.
Bryce Young's going to have a good year next year.
Keep pounding.
Steve, Neil is more back than last year, LMAO already. Now, yeah, it's the vibes, man. Like, they get every break. They do. Like, Javi's hit yesterday. Shatters the bat, right?
Yeah.
Ground ball the second. Everyone
not that
stands
much
around and
power.
watches, and nobody goes to cover first. Like,
Yeah.
And that comes on the heels of,
Angels in the outfield type shit.
yeah, like Job walks the bases loaded. They get a fly ball. Duran stands there, runs off third, and then's like, oh, shit, and then runs back to third, and, like, it's over.
That
Like-
was really stupid.
Like, it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man, there is some destiny angle to this. And, oh, by the way,
It's the I'm back summer.
yeah, well, and you talked about it, too. Like, they do make their own luck because every 5 days, Tarek Skubal goes out there and toys with everybody.
Yeah, he's so good.
That was – I'm with you, Spenny, and we didn't talk about it enough yesterday. That game against the Rangers was the most perfect, non-perfect game I've ever seen.
It was as good as I've seen a pitcher look on a major
He
league.
busted out a knuckle curve out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's
I was listening to it on the radio while I was mowing the lawn, and Dan Dickerson is like, he just threw a knuckle curve, I think.
So elaborate on that, Neil, because you're the one that sits in Dan Dickerson's seat as to whatever, and Double D, yourself, right? You're all prepared. We've gone through this before, whether it's basketball or whatever. What's it like when you get caught? Can you remember any of the moments ever been caught? Like, did he just do that? Like,
Yeah, well, my guess would be that he talked with Skubal, you know, on one of the road trips or sitting in the airport or whatever, and Skubal probably, you know.
Here's the conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, on the plane or whatever like this.
D-Mac,
Dude,
you been working on anything?
You're dominating that changeup.
Yeah,
Wait till I pull out the knuckle curve.
yeah.
That fastball was the start of the
knuckle
show.
curve? Yeah, just messing around.
Toying
with it.
with it.
Toying with it. I don't think it's ready, but, you know, messing around. Like, how many pitches does he have now?
Yeah.
When the best in the league just adds another element, that's like Optimus Prime adding another
And
gun.
that four seam against the Rangers was fucking deadly. That was 100 miles an hour on the black. Like I've watched perfect games. I watched Armando Galarraga almost have a perfect game. I watched Lance Lynn throw a perfect game. I've watched tons of no hitters. That was one of, if not the best pitching performances I've ever seen in my entire life.
I would agree.
32 whiffs in 96 pitches is nuts. That's otherworldly stuff.
Toying.
To see in my life, that's for sure.
Yeah,
This guy. No, that's fucking sweet, though. I wish I was there.
I mean, the Rangers were literally going up there, and they had no answers the entire game. My dad looked over to me in like the fifth inning and was like, "Did they have what's that in the
Contact?
second column? That do they have anything? And I was like, nope. And so he was dominant. It was crazy. 12 Ks, putting them up and down entire night.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Chris in the chat. Can someone turn up D-Max Mike? Love y'all. Oh, that's a Chase department over there. So that's what somebody said in the chat, Chase. Woodward Sports chat thread. Phil, on a tractor, that ain't cutting the lawn. I've got a push mower, my friend. I'm out there for real. It's electric.
Like
Snowflake. Sorry, I got you, KG.
It's oh, you mean it's electric?
Yeah.
I thought you meant it's electric.
No, it's
like,
an electric
you're
lawnmower.
out there
Like,
elect-
you know what's not electric? Changing spark plugs and having to go to the gas station to go get gas.
Getting gas, yeah.
When you come home and forget that you didn't get gas, and then you got to go to the no.
When are we gonna have drones that just drop in,
bring stuff to you?
bring the gas to you, not stuff, bring gas to you.
run on the gas
Like
side of the road.
your
here comes
car,
the
you run out
drone.
of gas on the side of the road. Oh shit, let me Amazon a couple gallons of gas here, drops it off. Boop.
Tim Pinnell
Sooner than later.
does Neil
Shout
have
out-
an
shout out
electric?
Mad Packs, dude. I got ideas flowing right now. Start a business.
Tim Pinnell, does Neil have an electric mower too? I do, as a matter of fact. That's what made me get the electric car. Was the electric mower was the gateway drug to the electric car.
That's fair.
So there you have it. All right, late for the break. Dang. Planet Fitness, everyone. We are live from the Planet Fitness studios. You guys already knew that. And you guys already know that. I get my work in at Planet Fitness all the time. Why? Because it's the best gym in the gym game. Why else? Because it's just $24.99 a month for a black card option, and I get access to every Planet Fitness in the world. And there's over 50 of them in Metro Detroit alone. All the massage chairs, all of it. That's all included for less than $1 a day. You have a friend that's paying $90, $100 a month for a gym membership. I don't know why they are either. Guys, I'm telling you, Planet Fitness, one of the best deals in American consumerism. I stand on that. I'll never be a member at another gym. Period. End of story. Go to planetfitness.com. You guys keep talking about it, keep saying you're going to do it, then take that first step. Go to planetfitness.com or just pull in the parking lot. Planet Fitness. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You already know Loom Cannabis Company, but did you know they got the brands that you love now the most for the less price with unbeatable prices, a wider selection, the best loyalty program? Loom is a premier destination for new and experienced shoppers alike. Experience Michigan's #1 recreational dispensary. One of their 38 locations across the state. Use code WSN30 for 30% off your entire order, whether it's online or in store. Go to www.loom.com today.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Rest in Peace Tuesday as well. We got that coming up. Dr. Pierce will join us. I have a lottery question for you guys. Woodward Sports chat thread, people in there. It's electric. Greg 2025. I'll bet Neil hires someone to cut his grass. Never done that, Greg. I did one time. I hired the neighborhood kid when we were away on vacation. So I did do that
I
one.
used to cut 2 lawns a week. So my mom's backyard was, oh God, that was the worst. It was huge.
How about
trees.
Phil? I bought an old style push mower, no engine, just for the exercise.
Hell yeah.
That's a terrorist, man.
That's pretty crazy. I would never do that.
Yes.
I hate cutting the grass.
My dad had
cutting
an
the grass
old,
isn't bad.
like a 70s simplicity track riding lawnmower, and it was so old, like he had to jump start it. The key wouldn't even turn anymore, but that man would just ride it out, jump it with the car.
Thug it out, man. Yeah. Big Con 51. Neil, I'm with you. Electric lawnmower is the ticket. Big Con, I know. Some people don't know. I don't know what else to tell you.
Electric lawnmowers are good. So are the weed whippers, all that stuff.
Yep. Same battery too for all of them.
I like mowing the lawn. I mean, I won't say I like it, but
I enjoy it.
I'd rather mow the lawn
lawn's
than
the
rake
best.
leaves any day of the week.
Oh, I would rather move than rake leaves.
Oh, Neil, come hire me in the fall, man. Raking leaves is the best. I love that.
What?
Like top 5 chores, raking leaves is
No
like top
way,
2.
dude.
No
Bottom
joke.
5. I'm
No
shoveling
joke.
snow over
Are you
raking
kidding me?
leaves.
We used to. Dude, we used to double down in the spring. Once you got that first melt, we would rake the dead grass, and we'd have a clean looking lawn. It was fun, man.
How many bodies do you have in your basement?
Yeah. Why are you a terrorist?
That's the Mexican in me coming out, Neil. I like it.
Jesus.
Those
You can say
opinions and views expressed by Chase are solely those of Chase, not Big D Energy nor Woodward Sports Network as a whole.
I would
Thank
rather
you.
cut the grass or shovel snow over raking leaves.
Jake, every game Scooble starts, he has the feel of a no-hitter right now.
Top 5 chores? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah.
Top 5 chores.
There we
Let
go.
me tell you what will not be on mine.
Raking leaves.
Number 1, raking leaves.
Yeah.
Number 2, dusting.
Dusting sucks.
Dusting is the raking leaves of
Do
chores.
you like vacuuming?
What's that?
Do you like vacuuming?
Vacuuming is satisfying.
Yeah.
It's just the same satisfaction you get from a nice, clean, vacuumed carpet is the satisfaction you get from a nice, raked lawn.
Not at all.
No.
100%. You just don't do it.
D-Mac, care to chime in here?
Grass, the smell, the
Cutting grass is
outdoors,
vacuuming.
all the
The
grass.
the
Raking
Smoking
leaves
grass
is
while
sweeping.
cutting grass.
yeah.
Yeah.
And mine is the post mow beer. It's the only beer I
absolutely.
drink.
Yeah.
It's one a week
Absolutely.
after I mow the lawn.
Cutting grass is vacuuming. It's raking leaves is like sweeping. Nobody likes sweeping.
No.
Sweeping sucks.
I'd rather-
Sweeping sucks.
I'd rather
too.
mop than
Yeah,
sweep.
exactly. I'd rather mop or Swiffer than do either rake or
Sweep. Yeah.
yeah.
I
Mopping's low key lit. I
agree.
enjoy
I like mopping.
Yep.
Put on some tunes.
Yeah.
Get active.
Lumberjack Zach, they make a Roomba that mows your grass. I looked into them when I bought my electric mower, and they were like pretty expensive, and they weren't like it takes like 11 hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I
Or
mean,
you
I
could
guess-
just do the thing where you like tie a rope to the tree in the middle of your lawn and then tie it to the lawnmower and it goes around and then it slowly comes back. You've ever seen those?
no.
It takes pretty good ingenuity.
Yeah, I
but-
mean, it's essentially like think of like a tether ball.
yeah, yep. Tetherball situation.
Think of a tether ball.
Yeah. Or you just make a child do it. That's what happened.
My
to
son,
whole
my
life.
son has done it probably about 75% of the time this year so far.
I'm all for child labor. Put those little shits to work. And like I've been cutting grass since I was like,
I mean, you like your iPhone, right?
yeah, exactly.
Well, he does it, and while he cuts
I
it,
mean,
then
you
I'll
spam,
edge it and
but-
weed whack it, and then boom, it's done. Everything's done in like an hour and a half. It is pretty elite.
Yeah.
I can't. I'll never gas him up like that though. Like he needs to still be in the
Buckle
struggle.
down. Yeah.
yeah,
He's got to be in the zone.
yeah, no doubt. Burn. It's part of being a man, Neil. I don't disagree, man.
They had the Roombas at Edgewood yesterday. They had like
Did they?
Yeah,
had
for the
multiple
greens.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all like running around the course like all day. It was weird.
Maybe I'll have to revisit that.
It was a great course.
I don't trust
you
Yeah,
played
Edgewood's a
before?
nice course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't trust robots.
The greens are lightning.
Oh yeah, that's what Tim was saying.
All right,
Awesome.
I have let's do this. Let's take the break to get back on the clock, and I have a lottery question for everybody.
Yeah.
All right, it's going to be good. Who's telling them about the massage chair?
DMAC.
D-Mac, tell them about the massage chair.
Me. Where is right here? Look at upgrade your relaxation game, folks. Check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest with the top brands for massage chairs like Infinity and Osaki. Located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan the QR code. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! The boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Les Stanford Buick GMC has great offers for everyone. Get a 2025 Envision Preferred all-wheel drive for only $259 per month, or try out the 2025 Sierra Double Cab Elevation for only $169 per month. Get to Les Stanford today and check out their massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick GMC, lesstanford.com.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, hour number 2. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty back in the fold. We have Chase in for KG. Young Justin's here just hanging out. And Spencer Raxter also.
Hello.
Hello. I had a question for everybody. People talking about the NBA draft lottery and it's rigged. I would say that it's weighted incorrectly. Whatever. That's a semantical argument. What about this? What if the NFL did a lottery?
It would be rigged. It would be even worse. The Cowboys would get the number 1 pick every
No,
year.
just the bottom 3 teams. Or bottom 5 teams. Wherever you want to cut that number at.
I just need to see the balls drop. Pause. I could have made a really bad joke, but I'll save that for heavyweights. Just need to see the balls drop live on air. Pause. Like, if you're going to do a lottery, show it to the fucking people.
Drop the balls. Yeah. Drop them live.
If you're going to lie to me in front of my face.
Lie to my
Don't
face.
lie to me behind my back.
That's fair. I'm curious about that. Joseph Glenn, no NFL lottery would be misery to watch. Almost 5 million people watch the NBA draft lottery. Yeah. Almost 5 million. So somebody likes it.
It would be insane.
Somebody's lying. If the NFL did it, I bet you 15 million people would watch it.
I just think that as corrupt as the NFL is too, and as scripted as the NFL is, the worst team gets the best player every year, unless it's a trade or something like that. So I think that makes sense. Like, lotteries.
Why do so many people watch the NBA lottery then?
Because it's fake and people love scripted television.
How many would watch the NFL draft lottery?
So much more. So many more.
And you could do it with just the bottom 3, and it would be electric. Everybody would tap into that.
As long as you do it on TV. I want to see it live.
What if they did rock, paper, scissors to see?
That I would like to do trial by combat. I think that would be cool.
Benny, are you talking about like Friday Night Lights when they do the coin flip in that random truck stop?
Yeah.
Like all 3 coaches get together like
they need to see it.
Yeah.
I think that trial by combat could be a way you could go. That would be cool.
Okay. Anyway, back here in reality. D-Mac.
That's fair.
Would you want to see an NFL draft lottery?
Be electric.
Would you? I phrased that wrong. Would you watch an NFL draft lottery?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Can we chat pull that? Would you watch an NFL draft lottery?
85% no, and everybody's gonna lie.
I love this though. You know I love it. Pete Smith, NFL and MLB do it correctly. Draft by record previous year, and rules against tanking.
Oh, NFL and MLB.
In MLB.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Dr. Clappencheeks, the lottery sucks. I'd be pissed if the NFL switched. So all these people hate a lottery.
Fuck a lottery.
But 5 million people watch the NBA lottery, even though you say it's rigged.
If there wasn't a lottery, we would have Cade, Paulo, and Wemby right now.
Well, we wouldn't, because we would have had Cade and Paulo.
You never know.
So then we wouldn't have been the worst the next year.
They could have tried.
I'm curious, man, because I think it would work. I think it would have massive ratings, and I think that you can kind of keep the integrity of it by just making it either the bottom 3 or the bottom 5. Go Blue 7. Bottom teams would be fire. Go Blue 7. Thank you for being honest. I appreciate you being honest. Woodward Sports chat thread, Joseph Glenn. I've also never cared to watch the NBA lottery.
I didn't watch it. I mean, you watch it if the Pistons are in it. I didn't watch it last night, though.
Danny G, I'd watch it, but that doesn't mean I'd like it. Okay, someone explain that disconnect to me.
That is fair. That is fair.
Why?
Because it's...
Why? Danny G, why?
Because we're addicted, Neil. Because it's black tar, it's blue magic sitting on a spoon. You're obviously going to do it. It's just, you're not going to like it.
Noah Messi, if the NFL had a draft lottery, I would be less interested in it. You're full of shit. You would not be less interested in the NFL draft. No way.
That's not true at all. The NFL draft.
What do you
would just
think?
be another day for the NFL draft to dominate the sport.
If they can sell a game to Netflix for $150 million or whatever that number was, how much could they sell an NFL draft lottery for?
Oh,
25 million?
they could sell it per ball.
50 million?
Yeah.
Like it's free money.
And the number 2 pick presented by Budweiser. Oh man. No, I don't even want to put this in the universe. Lotteries are scams and they are rigged.
Danny G, I need it, Neil. See, like
No, you
one by
don't.
one.
No,
I'll
you
sit
don't.
here all day. I'll sit here till 1 o'clock till you guys just all start to be honest about it.
I don't want it.
I don't want it either.
Ja'Cory Cook, yes, Neil. I'm telling you guys, man. Kevin Donaldson, I'd tap in if my teams were in it. What? Yeah, you would watch it anyway. Spenny, you would watch it. Don't lie to me.
I would watch it for sure, but I don't want it. Soften in the Woodward Sports.
Yeah, watching it and wanting it are like we're asking two different questions.
Yeah. Like I watched the
See, no, we're not, Chase.
I watched the Hall of Fame game. I don't want that.
Then why do you watch it?
Because it's football.
Because you want it.
Because it's on.
Because it's on. And
So you want it.
I don't know. I would be happier without it, but I'm gonna watch it.
So you want it.
I guess I want to watch it.
So then you agree.
But no, lottery is different. That's a.
You would watch it.
I would watch it. Yes.
So you want it.
If it happens, I'm watching, but I don't want it to happen.
I mean, I would watch a
I
train.
can't understand this right now.
I would go watch
it
another
would be a
plane
bad
crash. I don't
change
want
that
a
people
plane to
don't
crash.
want. But if it happens already, we're not just gonna boycott it. Like you're gonna watch it.
How about this? Go Blue 7. Draft strategies would be crazy if they did the draft lottery right before it started.
That would be crazy.
That would be.
Line
Now, how many
drop?
people would watch that?
That would be an event.
It'd be like your fantasy football league.
Hot dropping an NFL draft. Like, all right, here we go, boys. Oh, that's.
They do the lottery, and then boom, the number one team has 10 minutes. Here you go.
That'd be crazy.
See
Oh,
that?
they do
that
the lottery,
fun.
then you got to pick?
Yes.
Oh, elite.
That's gimmicky.
On the clock.
No lottery. No NFL lottery.
You know who
Please
needs to do this, D-Mac? The NHL needs to do this.
The NHL should do it. The NHL should do anything.
They-
But just like I said, pick the balls live on TV. Pause. There's no other way you can say it. I'm gonna stop saying pause.
All right, what
Gotta
about
drop
this?
the balls on live TV.
Would you watch an NFL draft lottery? 55% of people say no.
Yeah, that's
liars.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
It's a lie.
If you would watch it, you need it.
No, you don't. That's not true.
You want it.
No,
if you would
you
watch
don't.
it, you would want
No,
it.
you don't.
Not true at all. You can't correlate the two.
Can somebody help me with this?
It would be a bad change for the NFL. We do not want that change to happen, for that to be there. But if it does, you're
We will
not
watch.
just going to not watch it. It doesn't mean you want it to happen. It means it already happened.
Chase, do you have like a philosophical way to explain this to me?
Yeah, I mean, just because like car crash videos are the most watched things like on the news doesn't
Because
mean
you like them.
No, it's because that's what you watch. Doesn't mean that you're out there like.
No,
"Oh,
it
I
means you
can't
like
wait-
them.
I
Why would
can't
you-
wait for someone to go get in a car crash? Like you don't.
No,
want
you
that.
really can't. Because you watch it.
You know, just because you watch something doesn't mean you're seeking it out. No, like no one's looking for someone to go get into a car crash. You could
Can
do-
someone please explain this to me? Just
do you
because
mean?
you watch it means you're not
just
seeking.
did.
No, I would say that it exactly means you're seeking it out.
I
And like I
disagree.
said, you could say that you're seeking it out. It doesn't mean you wanted the
Yeah.
change to happen. But if the change already happened, you're not going to not watch it.
The dull spoon. You just don't believe us. That's fine. Right next to that, Greg 2025. It's the NFL, Neil. We will still watch. So which is it?
I think lotteries are bad for sports. I think they are rigged and they should not be a thing. I think the best pick should go to the worst team. So I don't think a lottery should happen in the NFL. But if the lottery happens in the NFL, yes, you're going to watch it because it determines a lot of the deciding factors of the NFL draft.
Woodward Sports Chat Thread, DNC ENT. I don't like this show, yet I'm here every day. So then you like it.
It's fair.
I can't understand this,
I
guys.
just said we're like the NFL. Gotta watch.
Dumbo Jumbo in the Super Chat. We don't want the Packers in the Super Bowl, but we'll still watch it.
Exactly.
I still don't get it.
I don't know how else
They
I
still
can-
want the Super Bowl.
I
Yeah.
honestly don't know how else I can.
It's because you don't want it. So you're not seeking it out. You don't want it. You're not seeking it out.
What do you mean?
You don't want it, so you're not seeking it out.
Yeah, the
I don't want what?
the explanation.
Yeah, you don't want to listen to the explanation, so you're not seeking it out.
No, I want to know why you would watch something that you don't want.
I just explained it.
But you literally watch things because you want it, or you wouldn't watch it.
You don't want it to happen, but if it already happens, you're not just gonna not watch it. Well, like that's the explanation. If it's already there, it doesn't mean you wanted it to happen, but that decision had already been made.
But you're glad it did.
No, you're not.
No.
No, you're not
Well,
glad it did, but you're gonna fucking watch it.
But you watched it.
Yeah, but you're not
And you were
happy
intrigued
it
to watch
happened.
it. You were happy to watch it, or
No,
else you wouldn't watch
weren't.
it.
You weren't happy with the decision. You weren't happy with the lottery. But the decision was already made, so you're going to watch it.
I cannot understand this.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Like
You want it, or why do you watch something you don't want?
Because it already happened. So it's not just, oh, well, I didn't want it to happen, so I'm not going to watch.
Is there
No, it
something? Is there
happened.
something of I have a deniability because like the car crash thing? Well, I'm a good guy because I didn't want it to happen. Ooh, let me watch another one. Hey, it already happened, so I'm not a bad person.
I don't know. No, I think you're reaching for this one. This is a bad thing for sports, and I don't think lotteries should exist. But if the NFL had a lottery, you're obviously going to watch it because then it's already a thing. Like, you can think something would be worse, but then they make that decision, and you're gonna watch
Yeah.
it.
I'm not gonna have a birthday cake today, but if Spenny brought me in a birthday cake, I'm not gonna say, "Oh, no, thank you. I'm not gonna eat it." Like I'm gonna thanks.
So then you wanted one
No, I didn't want it. I'm going to eat it though.
because you want it. Why would you eat something you don't want?
You're misconstruing two different things. Like again, it's if he brings it something. If I want it, I will go get it. If someone brings it to me, then I decide to enact on that. That's two totally different things. That's not me like going out of my way to go get that.
But you did want it though, like, or else you wouldn't have ate it.
I feel like there's no point in arguing with you, Neil. Sometimes.
I don't understand how you can say you don't want something yet you can't get enough of it. Like you'll
Nobody's
watch
saying
it.
you can't get enough of it, but you would watch the end. First of all, it's part of our jobs. Second of all, it already happened. That's in the past. So you can't say, I didn't want this. Okay, you still didn't want it, but it's there.
The moral of the story, just a fan, obtuse Neil never listens. No, I'm listening. Like, I think that people would want an NFL draft lottery because they would watch TF out of it.
They would watch it, but lotteries are worse for sports. They're bad for sports. People don't want lotteries.
Wookzilla, did you want the new kickoff rule? Because you watch it. Actually, I do not.
But
Like
you
I
watch
go
it,
get
so
something
you
to
want
drink.
it, but you
like,
watch it, so you want it.
no, I do
you
not.
watch it.
No,
But
I don't
you watch
participate.
it.
I don't participate in the new kickoff rule. I think it's stupid.
But you watch it.
No, I don't.
right?
He
I
gets
turn
up-
my head.
Yeah.
I do. I turn my head. I say I'm not participating in this.
Okay.
I do. 100. What? Next time we're at a watch party. Watch.
I mean, I clipped all the watch parties. I know what happens.
Right. Okay. You would watch it. Don't act like you wouldn't.
People aren't saying they wouldn't watch it.
Yeah. Well, people in the chat did. It was like 55% said no, which is a lie.
Corey Cook, that's your millennial coming out, Neil. According to U.S. News and World Report, I am a millennial.
Yeah, I'm a millennial too.
So
Just
there
made
it is.
the cut.
What?
According to U.S. News and World Report, I am a millennial.
By what definition?
By the
years.
cutoff date that they, by the cutoff date that they did.
How are you sitting in that thing and not getting a massage, dude?
Tech savvy Neil.
All
Watch
right.
out.
Let's, Danny G. Neil, do you watch Baez? Yes, because he's a Tiger.
And you wanted him
And
to
I
be
want
a
the
Tiger?
Tigers to win.
You wanted Javi to be a Tiger then because you're watching it.
No, I did not.
But you're watching it.
Right, because he's a Tiger.
But then
I watch
then
Tigers
then you
baseball.
wanted
He's a
him-
Tiger.
Why would you watch something if you didn't want it to happen?
Because I watch Tigers baseball.
But
and he's
Javi
a Tiger.
Baez, you wanted him on the team.
That's a great example.
No, I did not.
Because why didn't you?
Hey,
why don't you turn your head during Javi
That's
Baez
a
at
great
bats?
example.
No, but I can separate the two. I root for the uniform. No, I root for the uniform. No, I cannot. I have to watch
don't know,
it.
it's
No,
kind
you
of
don't have to watch a lottery. You don't have to watch a lottery. Javi Baez is included in the game. He wears a Tigers
Well, he's
uniform.
included in the NFL. The rest
No,
of
it's
the
not.
lottery
The
is
kickoffs are included in the
No,
NFL.
it is not.
How the
The
Lions are
draft
affected.
lottery is not included in
Yeah,
the
but-
game.
But you just said
It's not.
you just said you sit out the kickoff rules. You turn your head. Why don't you turn
I do.
your head during Javi Baez at bats?
Because
you wanted
I'm
him here.
watching for the Tigers uniform.
But I thought you could separate the two.
I can.
So
I
you
can. I can.
So why can't you separate the two when you watch
Because
the
I'm
kickoff
rooting
rule?
for the uniform, not the guy that's
What
in
about the kickoff rule? Why don't you separate
What
the
do you
two
mean?
for that? Why do you have to turn your head for the kickoff rule if you don't turn your
it. Because
head
I'm
for
not
Javi Baez?
participating in the
But
kickoff rule.
you're supporting the Lions, though, right?
But they don't do anything with the kickoff. Nothing happens.
Not true. Not true.
Nothing happens.
Something could happen.
No, nothing happens
If-
during
if
the
nothing
kickoff.
happens,
It's a touchback. Like
Most of the time, yeah.
yeah. So there you have it. I watched the Tigers game. He plays for the Tigers. You guys say you hate a lottery, and then 5 million people watch it.
Yeah. You say
You
you
don't
hate
hate it.
Javi Baez and you watch him.
Well, because I watched the Tigers uniform
watch the NFL.
play during the game,
I watch the NFL.
and I do
watch
root for
the NFL
Javi to
draft.
get hits when he's playing
So you wanted him here.
because I want the Tigers to win.
It's fair.
No, I want him gone, but I want the Tigers to win.
Best
Neil, they
player
don't
on
hate
the
the
team
lottery.
right now.
They hate the consistent results that the lottery produces.
And the whole point of the discussion is two birds, both stone. Neil just closes his eyes during Javi at bats. No. Octopus. Do you like jersey ads, Neil? Actually, I do.
I like the NHL playoff ads. I thought those commercials are good.
Yeah, I don't
I don't
mind
know
them.
why the NFL or the NHL can't do marketing like that year round because those commercials are great.
That's it.
All right, let me tell you about socials. If you want to follow Woodward Sports and keep up to date with all the happenings, make sure you tap in on all social media platforms, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, or Twitch. You know Woodward Sports has it poppin'. All social media platforms. Give Woodward Sports a follow at Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that I trusted for 4 Stanley Cups. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game, performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Danny G. That segment was amazing. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, Chase, young Justin, Spencer Raxter, Anakin Skyogre. The owners would never agree to a draft lottery. If they could sell it for $50 million, they would. They absolutely would. And all you got to do is just make it the bottom 3 teams that are like tied anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I think it would work. And I think tons of people would watch. I think 15 million people would watch an NFL draft lottery.
I agree.
Yes. Nicholas Abram. Neil, stop trying to be Valenti light, LOL. You never get that here. Never. I tell you what, that's what I think. 100% that's what I think. When Javi comes up to bat, I want the jersey to get a hit. Yes, I do. Because it helps the team that I root for, that I watch a lot. Aaron to the Stone. Neil, it's like this. You have a friend getting married to someone that you do not like because they're bad for your friend, and yet you still go to the wedding, right? You don't like it. You just support it. Well, there's an open bar.
That is fair.
There was another one where it's like, your wife's always right, even though she's not. She is, so you just deal with it.
I only deal with it because it makes my life easier.
Exactly.
So it's not the same thing. I get a benefit from it. The benefit is my life is easier. If I have the energy, like I'll make a deal. I'll take on the challenge, but I don't always have the energy, so I just let it fly sometimes. Every decision's analytical, Chase.
Well, that's oh my gosh!
Sometimes marriage is like that.
That is fair. I wouldn't know.
All right, you guys ready to put some people in the coffins?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Tuesday.
I'm trying to find the drop.
Come on, Chase.
Rest in
Come on, Chase.
It's coming. There we go.
Rest in peace.
There's a couple of them.
There we go.
There we go. All right.
No, seriously, why does it smell like caca and wee-whiz in here?
All right. Spencer Raxter.
Yeah.
Leading off. People say you better get a Tate Rutledge number 69 jersey.
Yeah, I think I got
you. Going to get that loading?
Yeah, I might have to.
Who are you putting in the sports coffin?
I am going to put, unfortunately, the Grand Rapids Griffins in the sports coffin. That was ugly. You got swept. You got punked in the last game when you were up 4-1 and ended up losing it. I know we talked about it a little bit yesterday with Sean, but the guys that you needed to step up really didn't step up that much. You'd like to see more. Nygaard looked good, but, man, Kosa does not. Shit makes me sad.
What is the issue? Give it to me. Give me the hockey term.
With Kosa?
Yeah.
His lateral quickness. He can't go pipe to pipe good enough.
Then how are you going to play in the NHL? With Connor McDavid and Louis Draisaitl and all these guys.
That's why.
That's the question.
We want to get a different goalie.
So it's over?
I think
we're getting there.
So you put Kosa in the casket.
I'm not putting Kosa in the coffin, no.
But you put the Griffins.
I put the Griffins in the coffin because their season's over.
Okay.
Kosa's still young, but
are we teetering right now?
If you're bridging to any, we talked about it. They're talking about, Steve Yzerman is talking about getting another bridge goalie. If you're bridging to somebody, you're bridging to Augustine. You're not bridging to Kosa.
So it's over.
Could be.
It could be.
Right now, I would trade a package that involved Kosa and us getting Binnington in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Why would the Blues take that if he's washed?
Because Binnington can't get it done.
And
then why would we want him?
Well, you'd have to spice up because Binnington can't get it done more than anybody on our roster. He's had an over 9-1 save percentage, I think, 4 times in his career. Like, the guy would be.
He still has potential. Like, there's always the
Kosa still has a lot of potential.
There's still the Ben Bishop angle. He didn't come up until he was 27. So
yeah, and you wouldn't be talking about this. You wouldn't be talking about trading Kosa right now unless you had Trey Augustine behind him.
Yes.
Like, that's the thing. Is Kosa still?
But you don't. He's he's going to college again.
Yeah, well, he's not good. Neither of them are going to be here next year. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, for the future.
Nor the year after, right?
I think that's the bigger, WTF is the fact that really Augustine's journey isn't going to start, next year or whatever. So all of us who were waiting on one of these two guys. It doesn't look like if you're going to make a move or get anywhere, you got to go contingency plan because it's not coming to fruition. Not saying, like Kosa maybe a little bit more on the outs than Augustine, but there's obviously something in development. So here's the key. That's the biggest shining toy, right? Do you go get that 1C or do you have to go solidify that goaltender? And that's even tougher. It just goes to show you how a crapshoot it is. And you know what? If you want to question Steve Yzerman on using a mid-first rounder on a goalie that isn't going to play here, 100%.
That's what it is for me.
It would be a strike against them. But again, it's the development. And the one thing is that what you're going to see is that any of these kids, if they're not ready, they're not here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not getting just because you were drafted in a taste of this. So all the kids that are coming, which where you see, yes, good, because then you turn into a Casper, you turn into a Edvidson, turn into a Johansson or a Soderblom or one of these guys. So, like you said, the goalie's becoming more of the. It was always the 1C. Now it's sort of like, well, what are we doing to keep the puck out of the net?
And that's what it is for. Is Steve Yzerman used the term bridge guy, bringing in a bridge goalie, possibly.
Yes.
And if you are bridge, that's 2, 3, maybe even 4 years is what a bridge means.
That's a bridge to Terabithia.
That's a bridge
man.
to Augustine, not to Kosa.
Yep.
That's what it is. And like, unfortunately, if he's not ready to go this year or next year, Augustine's going to be ready in 2 years.
Yeah.
To go be for the Wings,
to go.
Like play for the Wings.
To go for the Wings.
I don't. He doesn't have to season in the minors.
No.
He'll be 30 by that time.
Maybe a year. Yeah, like I said, maybe a year. And he does next year at Michigan State. Then he does a year with the Griffins, and then he's ready to go. That's what I'm expecting.
It's just the style of goalie that Augustine is. It's all.
That sounds aggressive, though, on paper.
It's irrelevant.
That's what it is.
What names, or if there's 12 guys that fit that net, that save percentage has to get above 9-10.
Yep.
I like 9-15.
And you don't care how it happens.
It doesn't matter how it happens.
Jordan Binnington would give you that immediately.
100%.
Okay.
And here's the other thing, right? Like that's what. So we're sitting out of the playoffs, and it's sort of like so you're gonna watch as a hockey fan in that, but you can watch to what the ineptitude or the success of some guys, right? Getting new contracts and playing well, but it's also to who does it fall to, and the way that St. Louis collapsed in front of him or whatever, is it time that St. Louis is going to move on from their goaltenders? So that's a question you have to answer too, because do you need sort of, how are you going to shake as Binnington give up 2 goals the last minute to tie game, then lose in overtime Game 7? I mean, is that something that the organization moves on from? Is that something you need something, a new start to sort of refresh?
Yeah, they floated that idea around at the trade deadline, and then they continue to float it now, as well as with Jordan Kyrou on the block as well. So they're really thinking about every possible option in St. Louis.
Binnington has a 14-team no-trade list.
Are the Red Wings on there?
I don't know. It doesn't
it's not
contain
public
the teams.
knowledge.
Yeah.
He is due $6 million next year and $6 million the year after. He is 30. He'll be 32 in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
This summer.
So that's what me and Justin talked about. It. That's the thing where you would trade for him, sign him to a 2-year extension, and then have him there. And if somebody's ready to go, he's your backup as the old head in the last year of his contract. And that type of bridge, a 4-year bridge like that, is not a bridge to Kosa.
I probably want 3 years if I'm Binnington.
That's fine.
I agree.
Man, you guys are easy to negotiate with. All right, young Justin.
Should we just go to break, come back to the rest of them?
Yeah, let's do that.
Shout out Marco Kasper, though. He's killing it at the World Championships for
Kasper.
Austria. He's won 2 Player of the Game.
He seems to be pretty good.
Oh, yeah. He's looking like he's going to be a dude.
Too bad we didn't trade him for Dylan Cousins, though.
Yes.
And I wanted Dylan Cousins.
And you want Caesar Sportsbook as well, because you're getting down on the futures. That's the way Spencer Raxter does it. You can scan the QR code on the screen. And look, a lot of you in the Woodward Sports chat, you've been talking about it. I got my bets in at Caesar Sportsbook. We appreciate it. And why wouldn't you? It's Caesars, man. They're the elite of the elite. And right now you can use the promo code Woodward1000. Scan the QR code above my head there on the screen. Download the Caesar Sportsbook app. Use the code Woodward1000 when you make your first deposit. That way, when you make your first bet, if your first bet loses all the way up to $1,000, then you would get it back as a free bonus bet. Yes, that is the way that it works. It is Caesar Sportsbook. The app is clean. It doesn't glitch out. All of it, man. And again, they have all the markets for you. Any parlays you can cook up, all of it. Remember, gamble responsibly. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
All right, Woodward Sports fans, whether you're hitting a game or just simply chilling, Jars Cannabis have you covered. Jars is the home to Michigan's largest lineup of rec cannabis products with over 30 locations across the state, repping Michigan in a big way, 9 locations right in Detroit, so there's always one nearby. If you're in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, get ready. New stores are coming your way soon. Go to jarscannabis.com to see where you can get your favorite product today. Check out the Darren McCarty brand in stores everywhere.
All right, we're keeping it pushing. Everybody, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Rest in peace Tuesday. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty. Of course, we have Chase, Young Justin, Spencer Raxter.
D-Mac, I got a couple of the D-Mac packs up at the Jars in Ann Arbor when I was smoking them on the back porch.
What'd you get?
I got the Sherb Cream Pie.
Oh, it's my favorite.
And then I can't remember the other pack I got.
That's all right. Sherb Cream Pie.
Oh, yeah, that was...
Melts in your fingers.
So I was rolling up some fat doinks on the back porch.
Fat doinks.
Burn in the super chat. Unlike those bums in Grand Rapids, the Muskegon Lumberjacks tied up the Clark Cup Finals 1-1, coming home to Ski Town Friday. Bring it home.
Shout out Ski Town. Ski
Come
Town,
on.
Ski Down, baby.
Shout out my boy Brian Huggins, former lumberjack.
Shout out
alum
Huggy.
himself.
Yeah. So there you go.
Hugs.
All right, Young Justin, you ready?
Yes,
rest
I
in
am.
peace
Oh, yeah, I forgot
Tuesday.
we're still doing
Danny G. All right, rest in peace in the integrity left of the NBA.
That's a good one.
Lots of
I
that.
should've
Nicholas
known that
Duncan, RIP lottery enthusiast, unless it was an NFL one. Then people would be all about it. All right, Young Justin, who you putting in the coffin?
Rest in peace to Snooze Fest early season college football. I'm already super excited. Week 0, you are Kansas State and Iowa State, the best game that there has been on Week 0 in my entire life.
That sounds like a pretty good game.
Yeah, it is. Nebraska, Cincinnati in Week 1. Alabama plays Florida State in Week 1.
Why would Nebraska play that game?
I don't know. And it's on the road, too.
Yeah.
They're traveling to Cincy.
Cincy?
Yeah. Why? That's no good. That's not good for business.
No, it is not. Auburn plays Baylor. Clemson plays LSU. Tennessee
This is all Week 0?
No, only the Iowa State, Kansas. These are just Week 1.
Okay.
Another game that doesn't make sense for an AD to travel to. Tennessee travels to Syracuse. Texas, Ohio State.
No, I think they're playing that at Bristol Motor. They're playing that at a NASCAR track, I think.
Oh, they are?
I believe so.
That's
Does not say that on here. Utah, UCLA. I'm not even halfway through this page, and there's still more games to go that are good games. So
why is UCLA playing Utah? These coaches.
I mean, you can get to the playoff with 3 losses now, 4 losses.
But yeah, why wouldn't you just
No
not
team
play
got in with
anybody
3
and have
losses
2
last
losses
year.
and get in for sure?
Exactly. No team got in with 3 losses last year. Might as well take the easy 2.
I don't get that. Well, we did hear, though, too, the committee talk about, and they did it with college basketball, they'll do it with college football. You don't even have to win the games anymore.
Yep.
You just have to play them. Remember the North Carolina thing?
Yeah.
Well, look at who they played. Yeah, they
Strength
went
of
1-11.
schedule. Yep.
So the schedule was strong. Yeah, but they lost them all. So what? They're in. So that's
And then everyone glazed them when they won the first 4 game, and just for them to get blown out in the second round by Ole Miss.
Yep.
Chase, who you putting in the casket? Rest in peace Tuesday.
R.I.P. to the 5th pick. We've had it for a few years, but no longer. It's found a new home. The 5th pick in the NBA draft. First time since 2021 that the Detroit Pistons will not hold this selection. So it was fun while it lasted. Hopefully we won't be together
Was it
again.
fun?
And I'm just trying to be nice. Okay, hopefully we won't be together again for a while. But yeah, the 5th pick, RIP. You will be remembered.
You will be remembered, as a matter of fact. Woodward Sports chat thread. Ryan with the Dr. Pierce Tuesdays. Yes, Doc Pierce coming up in about 6 minutes, as a matter of fact. Darren McCarty,
Yes, sir.
who you putting in the casket?
I'll go low-hanging fruit right here with Jason Tatum going down last night. Bye-bye, Boston.
And rest in peace, championship Celtics.
Bye-bye, Boston. Looks like that, and that looked gruesome, too.
That was
Never
bad.
Never
Hope
want
he's
that
okay.
to happen, but not only does it give the on-the-court, and I just don't think Boston, the way the series has gone and their makeup, that this is going to, hit them a little bit deeper, and they can't respond from it. They might be able to win Game 5, but I think that they're done. This puts any sort of, in my eyes, the comeback. You saw devastating. You saw the air taken out of that team.
Oh,
You
yeah,
saw
no
the
doubt.
response of that, and only because you saw it defeated the rest of them. They couldn't shoot in the gym for the series so far, anyways. But the fact is that you lose your best player, and you're done.
That's it. I'll ask Doc about that since he's here too. Is the Achilles the new ACL? Remember the old ACL? Remember when you did your ACL back in the day? You were cooked.
Yep. Then Adrian Peterson.
There was that injury, but then wasn't it Cam Akers that came back in record time of a football?
Yeah, like a week or something like that.
It's a new arthroscopic.
Yeah.
Right during the week.
Yeah, the Achilles, man, that really does seem to be the end now. Rest in peace, and this kind of flies in the face of the NBA people in here. Rest in peace to the Nico Harrison haters, because this guy
sold his soul.
Dude, Spenny, it doesn't matter.
Sold his soul.
Do you guys understand they had a deal in place to get Kyle Kuzma, and this year's first-round pick was supposed to be part of the deal? The deal ends up not happening, so they end up keeping the pick, and now they're going to end up with Cooper Flagg.
Oh, surprise.
He trades Luka. But you can't kill this man. He can't even kill himself.
He sold his soul.
He can't. I don't get it.
In front of trains, or they're going through his legs.
And on the flip side of that, D-Mac, on the flip side of that coin, the rest in peace thing, I can't explain it, because in sports, D-Mac, being a GM is a skill. There's a skill to it. There's a talent evaluation skill. There's a reading the room in the trade market skill. There's a convincing guys of your vision to sign them skill. But there is a faction of it, D-Mac, that is blind luck. They had a deal done to trade for Kyle Kuzma, and this draft pick was a part of the deal. And they ended up not doing it, and they're going to get Cooper Flagg out of it. Trade Luke, all of it. Some guys just, by whatever, some people just fall up.
That's Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Lane Kiffin's a guy like that. Some people just fall up.
Failing upward.
There it is, man.
He didn't just fall up. He sold his soul.
It's wild to me. Tommy K. Nico didn't do ish. It all fell into his lap. Rigged. No, exact. But why would it be rigged for him?
Because he gave Luka to the Lakers.
But it was... He already, before that, even got things to break his way by trades he didn't do. It's wild, man. You can't question that man anymore.
Sliding doors, they trade that pick. There's no guarantee that they end up with the first overall. This is just all hindsight that we're.
But that even adds to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It even adds to it. It is just wild. All right, we'll take the break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Dr. Pierce, and we will get his thoughts on everything else that's going on. Let's talk about White Claw and Tiger fans, shall we? Join us for the White Claw Tigers Watch Party Tour. Join Woodward Sports. We'll be hitting 4 of the top bars in Detroit to watch a Tigers game live on the network. The Woodward Heavyweights will hit McShane's Irish Pub, Nemo's Bar, Second Best, and the Old Miami as well. Be a part of the fun. See the reactions live on Woodward Sports Network to one of the hottest teams in baseball. They got the vibes going, no doubt. Join Spencer and Easy on Friday, May 23rd, the watch party at McShane's Irish Pub in Corktown. It's the White Claw Watch Party, brought to you by Easttown Distributors and Venn Johnson Law.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. A ton of fun.
Yep.
Planet Fitness?
Yeah.
Hey, why not, everybody? You guys know what it is. I love Planet Fitness. May as well do the read again, right? We're live at the Planet Fitness studios. Again, I've accomplished every fitness goal I've ever had with the assist of Planet Fitness. Why? They're everywhere. Number one, we did the show at Edgewood Country Club, 1.2 miles away. Planet Fitness. Nothing changed. The routine stayed the same. The workout stayed the same. There was consistency to it. And again, there's over 2,600 of them in the world with the Black Card membership for just $24.99 a month. You get access to all of them. It's Planet Fitness. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights. Don't do that. All right, it is Tuesday. You guys know who we visit with on Tuesday, courtesy of the Michigan Sports and Spine Center, MRI of Southville. We welcome in Dr. Pierce, again, the purveyor of the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. Doc is in the massage chair right now. You all right, Doc? We're not going to lose you, are we?
I feel like I'm going to take off or something. Is there a button you push and I just kind of elevate?
Well, we were going to turn it on, but Justin and Spenny say if you turn it on, you can't, stay with us.
Yeah.
So we were going to turn it on,
Well, we
but
can just do the back part, can't we? Or
maybe.
Is it all or nothing with this?
I think it's all or nothing.
If you turn it on, the menu is mostly in an Asian language that I don't think anyone here can speak. So good luck trying to figure it out.
There isn't solve all. Yeah, this is different.
It is. No, but Doc, as always, we appreciate you joining us. And there is a Casey Mize angle because we talked about a lot on the show yesterday. I cited conversations I had with you in the past.
Right.
But before that, the news yesterday, obviously, with Jason Tatum, a lot of people saw the clip. I have not heard an official diagnosis, though, but most of the medical community on Twitter, which is kind of an oxymoron. But with that being said, Doc, a lot of consensus is Achilles issue. Has the Achilles become the new age ACL? Just 20 years ago, the ACL was kind of a death sentence for a lot of guys. Now guys bounce back all the time. But what makes the Achilles injuries different?
Well, I mean, we're seeing people coming back, like in football with Aaron Rodgers and Cousins. They both came back from Achilles injuries. So I don't think.
But have they though, Doc?
Well, mentally.
Yeah, I'm saying though, you look at how they play.
Can you come back as strong? I think the recovery is there. I think, like you're saying, the ACL was like the kiss of death, career ending, all that. And we have perfected 1, the surgical repair, 2, the recovery, and 3, the secret sauce that goes along with it to get him back. Achilles in this realm, yeah, we're very worried about the Achilles. The Achilles is what, just to go anatomical for a minute, it's the big calf muscle, the gastroc muscles, that come into like a long ligament, just to be simple, that goes into the back of the heel of your foot.
So the Achilles is like a gateway tendon then, right? Like that, essentially, is that what it is? It's like a gateway to the hamstring and everything else?
A gateway is always fentanyl the gateway to heroin.
No, not a gateway
So
drug,
I
Doc.
don't like using that
All
terminology.
right, sorry, go ahead.
So, no, it's a long tendon. It's usually well respected in the athletes, to stretch out. Why you're doing the side walls, why you're doing the side planks, not side planks, but the sliding board. All those things is to recover your Achilles. You don't want to create that tight problem, because when you do, he didn't even have a contact. It was like just an awkward movement, and he went down. Do you have the clip, or we can't show?
No,
that?
yeah, we because we just kind of decided to rap about it now, so we didn't have any of the pre-production angles, just because it popped up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a terrible thing. I mean, I heard Boston's going into the RIP thing.
Yes, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. But is he going to come back? I the way he left the floor and what's being said. But there's stuff that happens. I don't think there's any determination of what's going on. The MRI will quickly show you. An examination will quickly show you what's torn. As opposed to like the ACL, on examination, just a certain test where we actually lay them on their stomach, squeeze their calf, and look at the activity of the ankle will tell us if it's completely torn, partially torn,
Really?
or not torn.
I never heard that before.
Yeah.
It's almost like the old hammer on the knee, and it makes the foot pop up.
Yeah, that's the reflex. But this is a muscle contraction that you do in the gastroc, where if it's attached, the ankle will move as you squeeze the calf.
Okay.
So, but I do want to do a shout out in a moment for a friend of mine, not to get emotional, talking about rest in peace, Dr. Wan Che, an amazing man, where if anybody was dealing with me, they visited. He's right near about MRI Southfield, Farmbrook Radiology. He had a premature death that for what I preach and what you hear me preach and I preach to you is to, eat right, be healthy, exercise, live life to the fullest. This is a gentleman who did all the right things and had a very rare cancer that took his life in under a year. So even though I pride myself on trying to do all the right things, I don't drink, I don't smoke, no drugs, nothing like that. I don't do anything. And you still have reasons for passing away prematurely. So the message is that, embrace every day. He's, the old cliches, there's no guarantee of tomorrow. No. And, we can goof around here and all that, but the bigger picture, when we say rest in peace, it's a little emotional today. So it was a rough day.
Yeah, sorry to hear your loss there,
Yeah,
Doc.
so for those who know him, just a genuine, unbelievable, like he was the guy who lit up the room, no matter what, so it was pretty, hats off to him. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very well said. There's no way to transition from that, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it, Doc. But no, what very well said, though.
I didn't want to shove it in at the end.
Yeah. Adiz 411, Isaiah retired because of his Achilles, April 19th, 1994. No, absolutely, especially in your 30s. That zapped Kobe, the Achilles, more or less. That pretty much spelled the end for that.
You lose a step with the Achilles. So like that's where I'm saying we could still improve on the recovery and the rehab. Like I remember when Larionov had his Achilles torn, he had this huge scar. It was all jagged, a lot of scar tissue. It was hard for, he was in a boot, so it's a little different for hockey players versus football and basketball and even baseball. But it has to recover to a very active role, meaning you need the repair. Aaron Rodgers, if we remember, had a different push-pull repair versus the traditional connect the two ends, put some secret sauce on it and wait for it to heal, because it is a very thin tendon that will be fragile. So,
Talking with Dr. Pierce here every Tuesday. It is a Dr. Pierce Tuesday from the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. All right, Doc. Casey Mize, hamstring issue. Tigers sounded very confident in it. Pretty much put it out there. They don't expect it to be a lot. The 15-day DL stay will happen. He'll go back to pitching activity. I got this from you, though. And you didn't say this word for word, but the moral of the story is he had Tommy John surgery, back in 2022, 2023, right around that time frame. In 2023, he missed 2 months due to a hamstring injury. You've talked before about trust, and D-Mac, you brought this up before, but when you get injured, the trust issue comes into play. It's just, Doc, for me, because someone asked a question, Flaherty's given up some home runs and stuff like that, and I said, I'm less concerned about Flaherty than I am about Mize, just given the injury history, Doc. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean,
30,000 foot.
I've always said your number one risk factor for an injury is a previous injury. He showed that. That was last year, correct? He was out like 2 months?
2023.
It's 2023. So I think they're being, where we are in the season, what's going on, I think they're being purposely cautious to get him back to 100%. Because it's his left hamstring. And if I recall, he's right, he's going to plant that right foot and come through, and that's where he's going to feel a little bit, where his power is going to be a little off balance. So why not take the time now to make sure he's 100% healed? I heard they first thought it was a little dehydration, his muscles were achy, but now it seems like they've identified it to be a hamstring strain, and I think the 2 weeks is just, let's get him squared away. We need him. We're doing well. He's one guy in the rotation. We need him for the run. So I think this is definitely, if we were at the end of the season, I see him being wrapped up, being treated, and let's get through that. I mean, for them, they're not always on, 5 days a week. They're playing, could be one every, 7 days they're pitching.
Right, depending on the breakout.
So he's got that rest and recovery in between. So what is he going to miss? Two starts right now to get 14 days of rest and recovery? I think it's a smart medical move, professional move, and a business move right now.
D-Mac, what about the mental side of that, though? Like, you're acutely aware of what's going on. You know that this has happened for a second time. I'm fascinated by the mentality, how you deal with it mentally.
Well, I think a lot of what you said goes into it. It goes into trust. It goes into age, too. It goes into experience. If you've been in this position before, if we're specifically talking about Casey Mize, who is familiar with being on the DL or the IR, you know what you're up against. So I think that's more important. I think when you're younger or it's your first time around or injury, you might have these questions because you haven't been there, and your relationship might not be as strong because it's a new doctor, new team, you're young. As you get older, and that's why the relationships, right? So you can have all this missed out or whatever and everything going through your head, but that's why you need a guy like Doc to say, hey, Doc, I'm thinking of this. And, there's some things he'll laugh about and go, well, that's stupid. like how is that situation going to come up? Right, we're gonna take it here, here, and here. We don't worry about getting to step 3. We're on step 1, and this is what you have to do. And that's, as an athlete, once I get over the fact that I'm in it, okay, I want to focus on how can I get back quickest. So what do I need to do? And having a guy that it's easier than when you shut your brain off and just show up and just say, be here, whatever else, 2 treatments a day. This time, show up. So as an athlete, once you get to that acceptance part of this is what you're going to do, then you got to put the work in. And I think it's different too when it's a recurring injury as opposed to when it's something new, or if it's something that, this is the way it goes through. Like usually in some sporting teams or some injuries, they'll get a bunch of ankles or get a bunch of knees, or so he's already dealt with it. Like Doc Plagens has already done surgery on this and that. So it all depends on. And I think, would you say, Doc, that the older the guy or the more seasoned or the more he's been around, the more that he knows the game, right, so to speak?
Right. So I think I love your point of that maturity level, right? When I was young, I was like, oh, a little tweak and I'm going to play through it, and then it gets worse. If he's catching it, he's now educated. Like, this is what I felt. Let me nip it in the butt now so it doesn't become a 2-month, 3-month problem where I was off for 2 months. I didn't come back 100%. And I think that's more what was the best part of it, is the maturity of the patient, of the player that knows the signs and says, let's be smart about this. I'm going to educate my body. I am going to go in and take advantage of those 2 months off, 2 weeks off, and get recovered so I'm coming back as strong. So, yeah, I mean, there's the pros and cons of I'm not invincible. I do need to be attentive to my body, and let's do it early in the season.
This comes from Broder, as a matter of fact. The left hamstring for a right-handed pitcher is as important as anything in a pitcher's delivery. You need to plant and fire that hamstring to get your power as well as repetition of mechanics. So let me, as I always do, put you in a very unfair position.
Can I turn the massage on now?
Yeah. Doc, my concern, right? My concern when I talk about Casey Mize is it's just there seems to always be something, and if it's related to the Tommy John, and you don't know this, and I don't know this, we're just two dudes talking like as if we were in a sports bar, like a regular fan. So I'm not reporting this, everybody, okay? So all the journalists that are watching this, calm down. I'm not a journalist. I'm an entertainer. But anyway, Doc, can you give me assurance? You know what I'm saying, Doc? Like, in your professional medical opinion, am I justified to have concerns? Am I crazy? Like, where do you sit on this?
No, I think kind of what we were talking about. I mean, you're worried. He's more in tune. He's more heightened awareness of things that are just out of sync. When you're talking about pitchers, there's a full mechanics. I mean, we can get real technical in the physiology of the firing pattern, right? You got to have a warm, how they approach the ball, how they are on the mound, what position are they at, how they're going to plant that foot, how comfortable do they feel dropping that left foot down in that mechanical movement where all things are firing, right? So his hamstring's feeling off. If you're trying to push this onto his arm, no, there's not a direct connection. Because of his arm injuries, he's overutilizing his hamstrings. There's not a direct, if you said shoulder, if you said neck, you said wrist, yeah, maybe. At least the body parts are within. But hamstring to elbow, no, those are two different things he will have to compensate for, but not to the degree that it's a concern.
Okay.
I think I answered your question.
You did.
And you brought up a good point. So I think what is the question that, because as we are all sort of waiting for the shoe to fall, is this a precautionary thing? Is this more precaution that there's a little bit of a, like as in the past, instead of getting it somewhere else, but maybe Casey and the training staff went, we're going to nip this in the bud at a 1 because we don't want it to escalate too. So maybe we're seeing some of that.
That's exactly what I'm hoping it is. It seems like it. The way you hear what's written, what's being said, it's not like he's debilitated. It's not like he's, it's unknown. We put him on the 15-day because that's the minimum. Let's calm down. Let's bring a rookie up here. Let's fill his spot. See if we can get more of a couple of utility pitchers, some activity. I don't know who they have in the schedule. If we have a little bit of an easier schedule, I know they crushed him last night, so I don't know who his start would have been with for his next rotation. Who are we playing next? Maybe
we're playing Boston right now. I think he would have started in this series.
In the series, yeah.
Yeah.
Today would have been his day.
Next. All right, so
okay.
Oakland's next.
They're at Toronto, at St. Louis.
Yeah. So
yeah, they play Boston till Wednesday. They got Thursday off, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Toronto, and then they go right to St. Louis.
So they may be looking at the opponents too. That the opponents aren't too strong. The ones you're describing. I don't know the records of Toronto and.
I mean, Toronto's all right at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're all right at home.
So I think it's a timing, if I had to really summarize, I think it's being protective. He's aware his mechanics are a little bit off. He doesn't feel comfortable planting that left. Hamstrings pulling on him. Let's nip it in the butt now so we have him healthy.
That's what I
later
figured.
In the season.
I figured it was like let's give him 2 weeks off before he might tweak something. Just give him a little bit.
If you look at the turns, Montero starting on Monday in St. Louis, that would have been Mize's spot because Mize would have pitched today. And then the Tigers have their starters listed through Friday, May 23rd, when they're home against Cleveland, and then the next day, Saturday, would be Mize's start.
Yeah,
so if he comes back, it probably would be Cleveland on May 24th at home.
Yeah, so I think it's more precaution.
Okay, all right.
I'm going with that. I'm going on record.
Fair enough.
With that.
I agree, Doc. That's what I said yesterday. I was being positive, Spenny, and I went with that too.
So there, and now the doc. Hey,
And
the
now-
doc says it. I'm in.
Vindication!
There you go, Doc. We appreciate you, my friend, as always. Check back in with you next Tuesday. All right.
Absolutely. Shout out to everybody to live life to the fullest every moment. Understand that we're pretty gifted. We're blessed, and peace out to those that want to take that in a serious tone.
Yes.
Live life and make sure you take it to the fullest. In honor of Dr. Che today.
Dr. Che, shout out Dr. Che. Rest in peace. Real quick, Doc. What are the weekend warriors? What this time of year? What are the weekend warriors dealing with? What are you seeing in your office?
Oh my gosh, they really don't come to the office just yet because it's early.
Well, we're not
in
in
about
enough.
another 2 to 4 weeks. It's like, hey, I golfed. I hit. My back just doesn't feel right. My hips off. I'm not rotating through. I just had a guy come to my house. He's like, I think I have a bursitis. I'm like, where'd you get that? He goes, I looked it up on the internet.
Oh, perfect.
I'm like, what's it from? He goes, well, I love golfing. But meanwhile, this guy had the whole different thing. He's lost so much weight. And that's another thing we need to worry about is as you age or as you get out of your 20s and your young muscles and core, when you're losing muscle mass around each joint, you're putting more pressure on those ligaments and joints. So you got to look at yourself and say, where was I a year ago? Are you working out? Are you working core specific? Are you working sport specific to prevent the injuries? And if you're not, you're just like running to it because you got out of work at 6 and game starts at 6:30. You got to do a little bit more than a warm up. Like I always say, warming up for golf doesn't mean you take 2 off the first tee.
I don't like it when you talk like that, Doc. It doesn't fit my schedule.
That's all right. That's how we stay in business.
All right, Doc. Appreciate it. Remember, if you're dealing with your Doc's here for the people, man. You guys know how it is. We'll be back with them next Tuesday, as a matter of fact. Real quick, before we get out of here, a little bit of NFL breaking news. Trey Hendrickson has spoken and says he will not play this year, the final year of his deal under the current terms of his contract. He said he will not play. Now, there's a couple of ways to interpret that, like
Trade me right now and I'll play.
Well,
pay me right now and I'll play.
Somebody pay me,
Yep.
and I'll play. So I would imagine we'll have some react to that tomorrow. So that will do it here today.
Doesn't go to the Bears, dude.
That's what I'm saying too. For Doc Pierce, since he's here, D-Mac, Chase, Young Justin, Spencer Rasher, I'm Neil Rowe. Thanks for tapping in, Big D Energy. Well, see you later.